right, let's bring in our team here. We got John, Martin. We're going to bring Christina in for the conversation this morning. Dr. Monica. We're going to bring the whole crew here in this morning to have the big chat around burnout to break through the cost of hustle with Dr. Monica Rishevi. 72% team, 60% of entrepreneurs report mental health struggles, according to Gallup. Burnout, Johnny, being the big cause. Monica, how did you break free from the hustle trap? We talk about hustle here all the time. We talk hustle culture. We talk about starting side hustles to replace the main job in life. But how did you break free from the hustle trap? And what role, Dr. Monica, did systems play in saving your sanity and business growth? Dr. Monica Rishevi.
I was thinking as you were saying that, did I break free from the hustle trap? Was that an issue for me? And I was like, it wasn't, because I can honestly tell you, I've never in my entire life thought that I had a period of my life where I was hustling, so to speak. Because the term hustle to me, at least when you talk about hustles and burnout, it's thinking of folks who are like going to the mat. They're going 1,000 miles an hour because they're thinking that they have to work that hard to achieve the goal. And that to me is where the problem exists. People think they have to go that hard to make the goal happen. And I find that oftentimes, especially with entrepreneurs, when they tell me I'm burning out, I'm feeling like I'm working all of the time. Yeah, but are you working on the right things? And what is it in service of? What's the goal that you're actually trying to achieve here?
Yeah, we got some comments coming in from the side here that I want to quickly address because we love keeping everybody active on the feed here. Part of the show is keeping engagement with everybody here on the side here. Good morning, good time, good to have you here. Shelly Spence as well, good to have you here as well. And Johnny, I got to pull this up here, man. But Craig Stevens says, I'm squatting in the backyard right now, taking a shit completely naked right now. And I'm sorry, I know we're here talking systems, but I had to lean into this one because I wanted to get a reaction from Anderson. Johnny?
He's basically, number one, he's apologetically being himself. He's doing it respectfully because he's naked and he's taking a dump in his own backyard. Now, obviously, if that was on the sidewalk, the respectfully part would be going out the window. So just like when I was doing pull-ups butt naked, bottom line is, if you want to do something butt naked and you're not offending somebody else, be yourself and do it.
Dr.
I know you didn't just condone that. I know you didn't condone that, John.
Listen, bottom line is, hey, listen, what is it that we have? If for some reason taking a dump and doing squats for him naked floats his boat and it's helping him do his squats, get at it.
We're here talking systems with Dr. Monica. And hey, if your system works by doing pull-ups or going out in the backyard to go for a shit naked, then that's the system that works for you. So if that's what it takes, what it takes.
And we ask ourselves a simple question when we're unapologetically being ourselves. Why not? Are we going to offend somebody? Are we going to do something that's not good for society? Are we doing something that's going to take something away from somebody else? No. Get at the pull-ups butt naked, or get at the squats in the backyard naked. Whatever you got to do, baby.
Next segment, Keith.
We got all
He gets so bothered by this stuff. It's so great. I love it.
Joining us from the show yesterday. Good morning, Arm. I saw you here this morning. Thanks for joining us here on the show this morning. And hey, we got Cosmic Vision. I had strep throat, but I'm still going to get up and hit the treadmill running. Do that awesome, Cosmic. I know you found our show as well here, and I just want to bring you into this. And we got Fit Presenter coming in as well, which is I use chat for today's schedule. Of course, schedule starts at 9. Oh my God, we got all this happen here. So let's just keep the chat going on here with Dr. Monica and keep it on track. Dr. Monica, the power of systems for mental and physical wellness that doesn't involve going out into the backyard and dropping our drawers. Entrepreneurs who manage their time with systems are 33% less likely to experience burnout. Monica, how does operational efficiency directly impact mental wellness? You adopted a system, and it sounds to me like mental wellness took a turn for the better when you recognize that systems were going to be the foundation of your success. And then, Johnny, I want to come to you after Monica responds, because I know that systems have been the foundation of your success as well, Johnny. So, Monica, start with you here.
One of the things that really helped me in terms of systems and just mental health and overall wellness is I have a pretty religious tracking system. I use Notion for this, but I track things about what I do for my health and fitness. And I've done this for years, but it's everything from, for example, did I drink the water that I'm supposed to drink? Did I get some steps in? Did I get movement? But I also have more like journal. I call it the qualitative researcher in me. So I have journaling and reflection. So what went well today? What were big rocks or challenges today? What are things that I would like to do better tomorrow? And these are things that are just part of how I do reflection every day. And the reason I do it is, number one, I have the loving to fill up little grids in my spreadsheet. So I like to know that I'm continuing the process that I've set up for me. But also because I know that over time, small actions compound. And when you're busy and when you're part of doing life, you don't necessarily see those, like the compounding, the effects of what you're doing. But if you can zoom out and look, holy crap, in the last 60 days, 55 days of that, I was active. Or I had wine last week and the week before that, and I said I don't want to have wine. Am I going on track with what I want to do? So I found that being able to track both what I want to do and things that I don't want to do to make it more visible for me was transformation.
Yeah. Johnny?
Yeah, I can't agree more. When I was young, I figured out very quickly that I needed what I used to call it was an external hard drive. I needed to start off just with a piece of paper, but it quickly turned into a book, and every page of the book was a whole day. And I've got these books going back to the early 90s. And for me, what's that?
To the 1930s.
I wish I was that old, because my goal is to live to be 120. If I was the case, I'd be rocking, man. So thank you. I'll take that. But the thing I started to realize is I was using this really to keep everything organized in my mind. Couldn't remember everything that was going on as a young entrepreneur. There was just so much happening. But what I quickly realized is as I wrote things in my book, I was actually programming my subconscious. And that's why I continued the writing. When technology came out, there's all these better ways to do it. And I realized that typing something into a computer or a phone just didn't do the same for me. And then we find out later research that when you actually write something, it goes deeper into your subconscious than when you type it. And for me, this has been a huge, you take that book and you take that concept away from me, I don't know where I would be, but I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have the life that I dreamed of having. And the best part is it continues. That's the thing. When you're on this path, it's like it doesn't stop because you don't want it to stop. Your goals are just basically checkpoints in your journey. So I cannot agree more with any variation of doing this. Another reason that I like the book, just a quick side note as I finish up, the book is open. It's on my desk. It's looking at me. My phone or a computer, the screen turns off. That stuff that I'm supposed to be, it's not barking at me. It's not looking at, it's not talking to me. So that's why I stick with the old school of literally writing shit in a book every day. And then one of the things I do in that is I grade myself on a daily basis. So I love that as well. What do I want to, like, one of the things I ask myself is, what dumb shit did I do today I don't want to do tomorrow?
Some people listening right now are like, I fucking hate systems. They don't work. When I met Tina, as I got to know her, and I'm like, hey, we're all about systems here in the lab. We're about establishing processes. We're all about structure. She's, I do that. But Keith, I fucking hated systems for the longest time. So Tina, as you're listening to this conversation, like, how have you learned to embrace this idea of systems equals success? Because success doesn't happen by accident, right? We need a plan to have success. But Christina, you have shunned this whole concept for a lot of your life, Christina. So why now are you like, oh, I'm going to succumb to what the experts are saying? I see Marty's success. I see Johnny's success. I see Dr. Monica's success. I guess I got to fucking adopt a system. Tina?
Yes. I remember sitting in a New York City restaurant with my wife, and we were not in a good state. And it was a rough conversation. And she was like, what the fuck has happened? How are we even here? I said, kids fucked up my life. And she immediately started crying. And I knew I shouldn't have said that, but it's true. Kids fucked up my life. I had 2 kids, and everything that I had ever done to just get by, they made it implode. And it's actually probably the best thing that's ever happened to me, but it's taken me a really long time to get here to say, it doesn't matter what I want. It matters what they need. And what they need and what me and my wife need is structure. What they need and what me and my wife need is communication. What they need and what me and my wife need might be a boring fucking day, but that's going to lead to a really productive day. So on the inside, I fight it every day. I'm like, I hate this because my fear is that every single day will look the same. And if every single day looks the same, my life is boring. And I'm like everyone else in the world. And I know that's not true, but emotionally, I struggle with that all the time because I don't want that for my life. I don't want monotony. I don't want it to drag on. So I want to have that conversation here because I don't think I'm the only one. I don't think I'm the only one in the audience that's going, yeah, I know, but I don't want to. And it's boring. And doesn't that make me like everyone else? What the fuck am I supposed to do with that?
But my first thought to that is if your system is creating that feeling, then maybe the system needs to be realigned to something that's a little bit has a bigger payoff.
Explain. What do you mean?
If like my loop, my system, my whole day's a system. And by the way, Keith, I got a really killer second dimension for system about business, and we'll go into whenever the time comes.
Yeah.
If my daily system didn't intrigue me, if my daily system didn't move the needle forward, if my daily system didn't give me the life that I wake up to enjoy, then I got to change the goddamn system. The system's not pointed the right direction. The system's not doing its job. If a system is making me feel the way you described, then the system has to be revamped.
And something also comes to mind for me too, in the sense that there have been times in my life when I was less excited about the things that I was doing, that my system was helping me set up. I'll use the example of when I was leaving a previous job in higher ed because I wasn't really excited anymore. I have this firm rule at my core that if you're not excited to show up, you shouldn't be there anymore. And if you're in that season where you've got the kids, the schedule, and all the things, and you have a system that's like making all of it work, but you're feeling like it's dragging, adding something else to the mix or swapping something out that is exciting could also make things feel more intriguing. Because I was just thinking about it, and I think if most people were to look at my schedule and see work, I'm transitioning from Forte Labs to running my company. I have, let me look at my Notion countdown widget, 4 days, 10 hours, and 12 minutes until I will be a full-time entrepreneur next week. And as I think about, I have close down duties, I have startup duties, I have law school, I have family, all those things. But actually, I say with 100% truth, I don't feel like any of that is dragging or boring or not happy because I chose all of it and I want to do all of it. But it took time for me to be able to do that. I understand the privilege from which that statement is said.
Yeah, no kidding. So here's what we're gonna do, Nation. Right now, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do the lifestyle tip with John Anderson, and this conversation has spurred a whole other set of conversations in the comments. So we're gonna come back to it. We typically come back with a protein break, and if we have some time, we'll lean into systems in the grocery store and systems for buying food. But Tina has rubbed a provocative topic on the table, which is, fuck, man, kids ruin our lives. Kids disrupt the systems. And John's, hold on a second here. Maybe you don't have the system for success to help you achieve what you want to achieve. So let's do this, Nation. Let's bring Johnny up, talk about lifestyle. He's got something provocative, I think, for us to consider. And then let's come back. We'll put protein break on the shelf for a little bit. And then Christina, we're going to come back and continue the conversation on deep dive because we've hit a nerve here with this one. So let's do that. Okay, guys? Jimmy, we're going to put Johnny up here and we're going to come back in about 90 seconds to continue this chat. Let's do this.